Hello, Lena. Welcome to our SHS 3 Core Mathematics program. This is brought to you by Center for National Distance Learning and Open Schooling. My name is Ben Apeu-Datson. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to calculate the volume of a pyramid. We have already learned how to find the surface area of a pyramid in our previous lesson. In this lesson, we shall discuss how to find the volume of a pyramid. When the vertex of a pyramid is directly above the center of the base, then the pyramid is called a right pyramid. The base of a pyramid is always a polygon, as we have already discussed. The other edges are straight lines which meet at a point, usually called the vertex. This is a brief introduction to pyramids. As we have already said, we are going to look at how to find the volume of a pyramid. We know that the area of a triangle is half the area of its smallest surrounding rectangle. We have discussed this earlier. In the same way, the volume of a pyramid is always 1/3 of the entire prism it occupies. So you look at this prism and the pyramid. If the pyramid is made from the prism, then the volume of the pyramid is 1/3 of the volume of the prism. Hence, the volume of the pyramid is given by 1/3 times area of base multiplied by the vertical height. The base area depends on its shape. Symbolically, it's given by V equals 1/3 AH, where V is the volume of the pyramid, A is the base area, and H is the vertical height. Have a look at diagram A and diagram B. Diagram A represents a cube of side 2L. The cube is divided into 6 pyramids of height L, shown in diagram B. If the volume of each pyramid is V, then the total volume of the pyramids is given by TV equals V plus V plus V plus V plus V plus V, because we have divided the prism into 6 pyramids. Therefore, the total volume is equal to 6V. The total volume of the cube on its own is given by V equals 2L times 2L times 2L. But we know the total volume of the cube is the same as the total volume of the pyramid. So equation 1 is equal to equation 2. Equating equation 1 to equation 2, we have 6V equals 2L multiplied by 2L multiplied by 2L. If we simplify, then we have V equals 1/6 times 8L cubed. Further simplification will give us V equals 1/3 multiplied by 4L squared multiplied by L. We intentionally took out the 1L for a certain purpose, which will be clearer to you very soon. Again, we can simplify the 4L squared to 2L all squared. So the volume now becomes 1/3 multiplied by 2L all squared multiplied by L. We note from our previous discussions that the area of a face of the cube in diagram A is given by A equals 2L all squared, because the side is 2L. Therefore, the area, which is length times length, will be 2L multiplied by itself. In diagram B, L represents the height H of the pyramid. Therefore, the volume V of the pyramid, if you do these substitutions, then it's going to be V equals 1 over 3 multiplied by A, which is the area, multiplied by H, which is the length. So it means A is the area of the base and H is the height of the pyramid. Shall we consider a few examples? Example 1. A pyramid has a square base of side 8 centimeters. If the height is 10 centimeters, find the volume of the pyramid. From the question, we have the length of the pyramid to be 8 centimeters and the height 10 centimeters. We have to find the volume of the pyramid. And from our formula, the volume is 1 over 3 multiplied by the area of base multiplied by the height. From the question, since the base is a square, we find the area of the base as A equals L times L. And that will give us A equals 8 multiplied by 8, which is A equals 64 centimeters squared. Therefore, the volume is equal to 1 over 3 multiplied by 64 multiplied by 10. And you can simplify that to 640 divided by 3, which gives us V equals 213.33 centimeters cubed. That was very simple, very, very easy. We take another example. The base of a pyramid is a rectangle of sides 6 meters and 8 meters. If the height is 12 meters, find the volume of the pyramid. Let's look at the solution. From the question, we have L equals 6 meters and B equals 8 meters. Also, the height is 12 meters. Therefore, we substitute into the formula. Volume equals 1/3 of area of base multiplied by the height. But base area A is equal to 6 multiplied by 8. That means A equals 48 meters squared. Therefore, the volume is equal to 1 divided by 3 multiplied by 48 multiplied by 12. And if you simplify that, we get V equals 192 meters cubed. Let's take another example. The base of a pyramid is a rectangle of size 10 centimeters and 12 centimeters. If the volume is 360 centimeters cubed, find the height of the pyramid. Our solution. We have the length to be 10 centimeters, the breadth 12 centimeters, and this time we have been given the volume, which is 360 centimeters cubed. We know that the volume of a pyramid is given by V equals 1/3 multiplied by the area of base multiplied by the height. Per the information we have been given, our area is 12 times 10, and that gives us 120 centimeters squared. If we substitute into the formula, then we are going to have 360 equals 1 over 3 multiplied by 120 multiplied by the height h. And that will give us 360 multiplied by 3 equals 120h. If you make change of subject, then our h becomes 360 multiplied by 3 all divided by 120. And that gives us h equals 9 centimeters. Hence, the height of the pyramid is 9 centimeters. That was very simple. Another example. A pyramid with square base has height 8 centimeters and volume 64 centimeters cubed. find the side of the base. Again, from the question, we have the height to be 8 centimeters, the volume to be 64 centimeters cubed. So if we substitute this into our volume formula, which is volume equals 1/3 multiplied by area of base multiplied by the height, we know our base area to be L squared. Therefore, if you do our substitution, then we have 64 equals 1/3 multiplied by L squared multiplied by 8. If you do change of subject, then you have L squared equals 64 times 3 all divided by 8. And that will mean we have L equals square root of 24. Therefore, our L is equal to 4.9 centimeters. Hence, the side of the base of the pyramid is 4.9 centimeters. That's very interesting. Let's take the last example. Find the height of a pyramid of volume 25 centimeters cubed and base area 9 centimeters squared. From this question, you have been given the volume to be 25 centimeters cubed and the area to be 9 centimeters squared. Again, we pick our formula, which is the volume, which is equal to 1/3 multiplied by the area of base multiplied by the height. We have been given all the figures. We have the base area to be 9 and the volume to be 25. So we do the appropriate substitutions, and that gives us 25 equals 1/3 multiplied by 9 multiplied by h. A simple change of subject will give us 25 multiplied by 3 divided by 9. If you simplify that with our calculators, we are going to have h equals 8.33 centimeters. Therefore, we conclude that the height of the pyramid is 8.33 centimeters. Well, in this lesson, we have studied how to 1. Derive the formula of the volume of a pyramid. 2. We have used the formula to find the volume of the pyramid. And as a reminder, the volume of the pyramid is 1/3 multiplied by the area of the base multiplied by the height. In short, we write V equals 1/3 AH. Well, this brings us to the end of our discussions on the volume of pyramids. In our next lesson, we shall learn about another solid called the sphere. I hope you have learned a lot and you will keep practicing a lot more questions on all that we have been discussing on this program. Join us again for the next lesson. It's goodbye.